So please note that's the reason the session got closed, I think. So anyways, now let's continue, and please note that as it was abruptly got closed, so please note that we will be having now two videos of this session. So please note this point. So let me continue and let me tell you what I was saying. So please note here I was saying about two important things that you should know in the data loader, and one is, and I was asking you the question that do you think data loader should be able to be used on production and sandbox both? So what is your answer? You should be able to work on production and sandbox both? Yes, both. Correct. If you say yes, then you're absolutely right. Please note, at that time, when you're going to work with the data loader, then it should work on the data loader of on the data of sandbox or data of production. That should be also decided at the beginning, and that is what actually we do here. For example, let me tell you. In the real-time project, what we do is whenever person like you and me working, so we work in the environment called as sandbox or the development sandbox. Now, suppose you got a requirement to make the changes in the data or work on the development sandbox, then you can work by mentioning in the data loader that I'm interested to work in the sandbox. And how we can do this, let me show you. Let me launch the data loader and let me show you how we can achieve this. And let me click on setting and this. Muted. See here. So point number one, please understand that here you have to write such a URL in this option, server host. It will let Salesforce understand that are you interested to work on the data present on sandbox or you are interested the data present on production. How we do this? Let me tell you. Before that, I hope everyone has the understanding. The production is the environment where client will be working and sandbox is the environment where we will be working. Please mute the mic, guys.
Sorry to interrupt.
Mute the mic and use the chat box. Whatever the situation, mute your mic. So please note that here we will be working on sandbox and production will be used by client. Okay. Now please note here one important thing you need to understand that suppose you want to tell Salesforce that I'm interested to work on production, that in that option which I shown you, mention the URL like http yes and then login then dot salesforce.com. Please note here, this actually, here we need to understand one important thing that this is very essential for you to know this. The URL is this, okay? And now please note here, in this case, one important thing is that this is only for the production. Suppose you want to tell Salesforce that I am looking for entry into the sandbox. Then you just do one thing here, just remove this and write test.salesforce.com. That's all. That's all. Please note one important thing you need to understand that these are the two URL we are going to work, and here please note this is regular information for you in your job. Okay, these two things you need to know. Fine. So this information you are going to mention here in this area, whatever you are going to write, whatever you are going to do, production and sandbox. Okay, fine. So point number one. Now I have one common question for you, which is the kind of question which is mostly asked to me by my juniors in my office. So let me ask the same question to you. My question for you is, suppose I'm going to use, let's say I'm going to work on production. Login.salesforce.com, I'm going to enter. Now, is it the same URL will be used by Amazon also? Means because Amazon also using Salesforce, right? So Amazon also same? Yes. Google also? Yes. Fine. Now, my question for you, then in this case, how Salesforce will understand that I'm interested in my environment, not Amazon's environment, because you only right now said for Amazon, same URL, Facebook, same URL, Google, same URL. Can you guess? Then how Salesforce will identify if the URL is same for everyone? Yes, correct. The correct answer is the login ID and password. Very good. Login ID and password. Correct answer. So this is a common question which was asked to me in my previous companies by my junior. Yes, you are absolutely right. Okay. It is going to be identified by username and password. Next. Also, please note the environment that we are having right now. Please note the environment which we are having right now. Did we make the payment for that environment? Did we make the payment for that to Salesforce? No. Please note that's the reason there is no sandbox. Please note that's the reason there is no sandbox in this environment. Anyways, for data loader, whether you work on sandbox or whether you work on production, it is the same experience. So don't worry about that. You work on production directly because there is only one environment, that is production. Okay. Please note this point. And please note here that in future you are going to have one bonus topic related to sandbox. At that time you will be also getting the experience to understand something about sandbox as well. So please note that point as well, but not right now. That's after the end of the course in the bonus session. So let's proceed, and now let me continue for the next point. Please note, now let me tell you what is the sandbox and what is the development environment. So sandbox or development environment, this is the environment where we will be working on any project building process. This will be not connected to client's environment. So if any kind of mistakes happen here, there will be no matter of concern. Production, this is the live environment where actually client will be doing the actual business, actual work here. Everything is going to be important here. Here, a small mistake also going to bring lots of issues in the business because this is going to impact actual business process. $1 million business will be impacted. And now the second point which is pending, what is that? After this, only one point is pending from the setting. What is that? Let me see your memory. Yes, correct answer. Batch size. Very good. Please note now the next thing is batch size. Pay attention. This is also one more important thing, and that's all for you in terms of setting. And this batch size, as I said, it's going to be here. Please note, if you are going to work in a data loader, then definitely you will be taking the data from some Excel file. In fact, technically, I should not say Excel, I should say CSV file because that's the exact type of file we are going to use. But Excel is something which I'm just using to give you the information for those people who are not having idea what is CSV. So it's similar like Excel. So customer will be giving, or we will be getting the data, or our data will be present in the CSV file, same like Excel file. And that data we are going to use by using data loader, and that data we are going to enter into the Salesforce environment. This is the process we need to follow. Fine. Here, now at a time, listen carefully. This is also one interview question. At a time, how many records you are going to get at a time? I'm saying you are going to take from this file, come to data loader, from data loader, go to Salesforce. That number is called as batch size. Okay, so pay attention. Let me give an example. Here in this CSV file, assume that I have, let's say, 1000 records. At a time, I am going to take 50 records, or let's say 100 records at a time from CSV to data loader. So please tell me, my data loader batch size will be called as 100 or 1000? My data loader batch size will be called as 100 or 1000. Please select the value, Shekhar, before you type so that you're not disturbing other people. Yes, it's going to be 100. Very good. And the person who said 1000, that is a surprising answer for me. Please watch the video one more time what I said. 1000 is definitely not acceptable answer because when everything was clearly mentioned, only one person said 1000. Remaining everyone said correct answer. Fine. Anyways, you please watch the video one more time. Answer is 100. At a time, we are taking only 100 record. Okay, so please note 100 is a batch size. Now, if I ask you the question that what is the default batch size in Salesforce without even telling you or without even teaching you, can you answer this? Because this is dependent on your observation skill. I indirectly shown that number to you before 1 minute. And let me see your observation skill. Yes, very good. It means you guys saw that. It is 200. Very good. It's a 200 value. And please note, if I go to the Salesforce environment and if I just see here, by default, if you see, by default value also coming 200. Please note, this is the interview question. Default batch size in Salesforce is 200. If you don't set anything, 200 will be taken automatically. Can we make it 300? Yes. 4,000? Yes. 100? Yes. 2? Yes. Your wish. Whatever you want to do it. Okay. So that is one important thing about the batch size. And now let me tell you another important thing related to that. So look at the batch size and see here what exactly I wanted to tell you. What is batch size? The number of records that will be processed by data loader at a time is called as batch size. Example, how many records it should take from your file on laptop and load into the Salesforce cloud. Default value is 200. Maximum allowed batch size we can enter is 10,000. Means no, no matter. Means no matter we enter 20K, 80K, 50K or whatever, maximum capacity is going to be 10K only, not more than that. Now, let me tell you something about in terms of the real-time process, what actually we do or how actually we work. Let me tell you something about that. In fact, that is something going to be for your important for your job. Okay, so pay attention. This is important for your job. Actually, in the real-time project, there is no such fixed number. Like for Salesforce real-time project, always use let's say 5 as a batch size. Or for the Salesforce real-time project, use 200 as a batch size. No, there is no such fixed batch value. Whatever projects we have done in the past or whatever IntelliJ is having the projects of data loading, never we use same value. It changes. So there is no fixed value. So what should be the ideal value? Okay, I will tell you now. Pay attention. First of all, there is no fixed value. Then what is the best practice? Best practice is you do one thing. Best practice is that you, as of now, go for the maximum possible number somewhere around 200. Keep your value somewhere from 0, not 0 by the way, 1 to 200 in this range. So try to go for the best possible value. Of course, the maximum value is 200. Fine, keep for 200 and go for this. We can keep 500, 5,000, 10,000 also, but we don't do that. The reason behind this is sometimes we get some kind of timeout error, CPU error, etc. And that's the reason we do this kind of work in the range of 1 to 200. If you want to take a risk, you can do that. You can go for 300, 500 and test it. But I'm telling you, our work format, our working style, we don't go beyond 200. You can put 300, 400, your wish in your project. That is your decision. Now we have seen here with this 200, with the things goes fine because mostly we run this in the night time before we leave the office. We start this because we have to work in thousands of records, 90,000, 60,000 records, 80,000, etc. We start the work and we go to home. Next day we come to office. By that time, almost everything is okay. So this is style we follow in IntelliJ. Please note, now, even though this is working fine, sometimes we see even for 200 we are getting error or 190 or 180, and that is natural. And the reason behind this is that whenever you are going to load any record, for example, record number 1 is entered into the Salesforce environment from data loader. Look at this very carefully, and this is very important thing for your job. This a trainer should not teach. This is not any kind of concept of any syllabus, but this is something I know very important for your job. And that's the reason I'm telling you. Otherwise, this is not a part of training or syllabus to tell you that what to do, how we do. The main purpose of this training is to become ready for the job. That's why I'm telling you all these things. Completely our focus on the screen. So sometimes we get error for that also. The reason behind this is when one record is entered, it will go to the data loader, and then data loader will go to the so that it will go to the Salesforce environment and record will be created. In Salesforce, there are some concepts which you are going to see in future called as workflow rule or triggers or Apex class or some other things that will automatically work, or let's say process builder, etc. That will also work automatically as soon as record is inserted. About this, you guys will come to know later. Right now, don't worry. Only understand this will also work once record is inserted. It means lots of codes will run because of your one record insertion. Just imagine if for one record lots of lines of codes are getting executed in the background. If you are entering hundreds of records in one shot with 100 batch size, 100 into thousands of lines of codes will run in the background back to back, back to back, back to back. So now tell me here, when your system is actually getting overloaded, your laptop, then the load will come onto which entity? If lots of things you are processing, then the load will come on which entity in your laptop? What is that entity on which load? Correct answer, CPU. Very good. CPU. Please note, in Salesforce, you will get an error. CPU timeout error. In Salesforce also same thing. CPU timeout error, and this is one interview question also. Please note, they will ask you the question, and please note here, understand this point. We always try to keep the batch size as low as possible in real-time project, as we write lots of codes like trigger or apex class on object we use. And when we load large records, then lots of code will be executed in the background. And this way, we may see sometimes CPU timeout error. Remember this, it's an interview question. In which case you see CPU timeout error is your interview question. You know the answer. The answer is here. So tell your in your own statements the answer to the interview in your own language. So better keep the batch size low. If CPU timeout error is coming for batch size 100, make the batch size 90 and then try and so on. If on 90 you are getting error, fine, make it 80, 70, 60, 10, 5. We have done in some projects batch size 5 also. Those were very heavy projects and lots of programming was done in that. At that time, we did 5 also. Please note now, whatever information you got about the IntelliLogic project working process, I have a question for you. Tell me, if I ask you, what is the ideal batch size in Salesforce? What will be your answer? Tell me now. What will be your answer? By listening to this last 2 minutes, what will be your answer? Only the person or only those people who listen carefully everything understood can give the correct answer. Otherwise, you are going to give wrong answer for sure. If I ask you what is the ideal batch size, it's I'm your junior and I'm asking you, sir, please tell me what is the ideal batch size of real-time projects? Fantastic. Anyone who said there is no fixed number, you are absolutely correct. Anyone who said 10, 20, 100, 200, absolutely wrong answer. Watch the video again. Those 2, 3 people who said 10, 20, 100, watch the video again. What you have seen then in last 2 minutes. I clearly mentioned there is no fixed number. If there is a fixed number, then I would have said, guys, remember, note down, batch size is XYZ. Did I say that? Then those 3 people, why you're paying less attention or lack of attention, or you're having in the class? Please note, there is no fixed number. So please pay more attention. This is important, and you are saying 10 and 2, 20 and 200. That's absolutely wrong answer. Answer is there is no fixed number. It depends on project. As much as possible, we need to keep highest number, somewhere around 0 to 200. And if you are getting error, come down, come down, come down, come down. That's why there is no fixed number in batch size. Okay, well done. Those who said there is no fixed number, correct answer. And now please note that we are done with our time. And also please note now here, if you are having any kind of questions or any kind of queries, then we again, mm, okay, do one thing. Everyone, so it's already 2 minutes to over. Late. So do one thing. Please copy your question. Please copy your question and immediately mail me or WhatsApp me. Immediately copy your question and I'm going to close the session now. Please copy your question and mail me or WhatsApp me. I'm going to wait for now half more minute. I want your each and every question should be answered. That's the reason. Ensure that you're not skipping any question. Copy and mail. Copy and WhatsApp. Fine. I'm assuming you have copied. Okay. So I'm going to close the session and somewhere when I will get the time in the afternoon or in the lunch break in the office or somewhere in the tea break, I will answer your question. And let's meet tomorrow.